All right, hello. Welcome to Otis Frampton Live. I am that Otis Frampton, and I'm alive. It's good to be alive. It's good to be alive and be heard and have the audio work right. So let's make sure that the audio is working right, as always. And the audio seems like it's cooperating today. Thank you all for your patience as I get the audio working. You may ask yourself, why do I care so much and make a point about the audio every time I start a live stream? Well, sometimes the audio doesn't work and I'm left sitting here talking to myself and looking like a well, what's a good word for idiot? Idiot? Is that the good word for idiot? I don't know. All right, today we are going to finish this piece. I'm so excited. It's not much left to do in this piece. This is a commission, solo commission, or a commission featuring characters in a scene from the movie Solo, A Star Wars Story, is what I meant to say. It's pretty much done. Just have a few final touches to do on it, and I almost didn't stream today because I'm like, nobody wants to watch that. But then again, if I didn't know, this kind of stuff about final touches, I might wonder, well, what did you do there? Why didn't you show that? So I'm showing it. So here we go. If you are in the chat on either YouTube or Rumble, I'm here to chat back at you. Please let me know that you're here and that you're alive and that you want to chat, because that'd be awesome. All right, here we go. All right, so to start things off, I'm going to actually I'm going to go back and show how far we've come. This is how far we've come. This is the initial sketch that I did for my commission client. Oh, excuse me, I'm sniffing up a storm here. Just a rough drawing to get the basic composition down, to let the client know what I had in mind. This particular client, hi Brian, how you doing? Thanks for your patience. Has gotten a lot of commissions over the years from me, and this time around he's like, you know what? I want to get 3 commissions. I want them Star Wars themed, and I don't really care what you draw. Just what would you like to draw? And so that. I'll go back even further. That got me to do this one for him, this Mandalorian commission, because I love that scene in the 2nd episode of Mandalorian. Then I did this one for him, this crazy piece with I think it's 22 characters, featuring Max Rebo Band, Slice Noodles doing her what's her name? Oh, I'm blanking. Anyway, I can't think of the name of the singer I was trying to give her. Tina Turner. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I kind of made her like Tina Turner-like in her performance here. I was really unhappy with this piece when I finished it, but now the more I look at it, the more I'm okay with it. Anyway, and then finally this piece, the solo piece, which has, I think, as many characters as the Slice Noodles piece. I'm not sure. I need to do a head count. Anyway, like I said, this is the initial sketch, and I sent it to him like this, and you can see where I'd cut pieces up and moved it around. Luckily, Brian's a very understanding, patient man. Then here's the next pass at it. This is tightening things up. I'd send him this and say, here's where I'm at. These are the characters I think are going to go into the piece, and the general idea of the lighting, focusing on the main card players here. And finally, these are the tight digital pencils that I did for the piece. This is what I printed out to blue line and then inked traditionally. Very, very tight, because I wanted to make sure that there's no guesswork in the inking. And then finally, we've gotten to this place. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to tighten up. I want to basically I want to tighten up the contrast on the main characters, the background, the foreground characters, and then add some color overlays, and some effects work. I already, before I got on the show here, I went on and added a little bit of. Let's see it. I'll zoom in here. Added a little bit of soft shading on the mid-ground characters. Just you can kind of see it on and off, on. Just to give them a little bit more contrast around the edges. And to further that, I want to add, and the other thing I did was I added a little bit of light to the background here. You can see it. There is it before, and there it is after. And that just, I wasn't happy with seeing the outlines of the characters. They didn't seem to punch out a little bit. So I think that this works a little better at seeing the edges of the character. Also makes the background a little misty, which is what I'm going to start, what I'm going to do next. So I already have sort of like a haze layer set in here, and actually 2 haze layers to separate them apart. I call them haze layers, but it just creates contrast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, drag this down here, throw some Gaussian blur on it. I think I'm just trying to make the contrast between the characters in focus, which is these mid-ground characters, and the characters in the background a little more distinct. And I think that helps a lot. Well, it helps enough. It really helps them to pop. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer, drag it way up on the stack between the midground and the foreground characters. Now, it's way too pronounced here. You can see it. So what I want to do is I'm going to drag this down a little bit, resize it a bit. There. Now you can kind of see there's just a little bit of haze between the foreground and the main characters without obscuring their faces, which is the main important thing. But I wanted to add a little bit of like a hint of, pipe smoke haze in the air. That works. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna drag this here into the characters. Now I'm gonna do one more thing here. Let's find my, actually here, take that bright yellow. Grab this, and I'm gonna do a little bit of airbrushing right on top of the table to make it look like there's a little bit even more sort of a light bounce. And that creates a little more contrast where I need it, and gives a little more character to the piece. It's tough doing a piece like this with so many characters packed into the frame and get the exact look of the scene from the movie, which is really dark. It's a really dark scene if you go back and look at it. This movie got a little bit of criticism for the lighting. I have to sort of reproduce that feel with this. So that's what I'm going for here. All right, got that done. Now for the background characters, I think I'm going to add, this is just a test. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of a spotlight on the faces. Just, this is extreme right now. I don't want it for the Jawas because it's center. gonna blur that a little bit, drag it way down. This just adds a little bit of a spotlight onto their faces and helps focus the eye just slightly. There we go. Good finishing touch there. All right. Now let me just check on my layers. 7 layers available. I wonder if I can get that down. Let's merge another one for me. Let's merge that. Back to 9. Okay. 9 layers to play around with. So let me do the thing that I know that I want to do first. And we're going to get the midground characters. Let's grab the shade layer, duplicate it. That looks way too dark now, but we're not going to leave it that way. I'm going to grab the color that I've been using for the foreground and background. Oops. Let's bring it back to normal mode so you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm basically painting over it with the color that I've been using as sort of a mood color to the background. Let me isolate it so you can see exactly what it is. Looks like that. I'm going to change this to color mode. I'm going to drag this way up top to the top of the stack. Actually, right above here. Actually, looks pretty good. Drag that down a little bit. So that throws a little bit of the shade color that it's sort of a muted purple. It throws that cool color into the shadow areas of the midground characters. I don't want to do it too much, just a little bit. Even less, I think. There we go. Now, one more thing. I'm going to duplicate the character flats, drag this way up here, put it right beneath I'm going to call this cool shade, so I know what it is. Now, I got the flats up here. I'm going to lock pixels on that, grab my favorite orange there, paint all the way over this. Unlock the pixels. I'm going to select everything, all the pixels on that shade layer, and I'm going to cut that away. Cut. So now this orange is now only in the lit parts of the midground characters. I'm going to change that to color mode. Drag it way down again. Just add a little bit more warmth. Drag it way down. Let these be a little more subtle. It's a little too much right now. There we go. Now I'm going to create a new layer up here. Let's try overlay mode for this. I'm going to add some overall color to the. Is that an overlay? No, it's still a normal. I was like, that's not right. There we go. Get a nice glow going for this. Bring it down. There we go. And now I think, let's try one more time. Actually, no, yeah, it's good. I'm gonna airbrush in a little bit of that orange here over the haze that we already did. throw that to overlay mode and drop it way down. Just to give it a little color too. Okay. Adjust the shade just a little bit. Bring it up a little. There we go. I think one last, let's see. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Let's go to the line art. Lock the pixels. Let's find a good dark color here. Let's maybe a little darker. Yeah, let's throw some color onto the line art for the coins just to make them a little bit more subdued. I feel like they're sticking out too much on the table there. There, that's better. Unlock those pixels. Just notice an area needs some highlight, so there we go. Okay. So what else could I do here? Might be done. I might be done. Just a little touch up here for the two main characters. Yeah, I don't like that. I know it's accurate, but it makes it a little messy. I don't like that. Whoops. I just bumped the camera. Sorry about that if I did. I think I want to make sure that pupils aren't covered in shadow there. That's good. Same thing for here. Right now I'm just going around tweaking a couple of things. I think I'm pretty much done. But there's some detailed work that I definitely want to address. green. Maybe a little darker. Oops. No, it's too dark. Just want to throw some color onto the liner inside this guy's eyes because they don't look right to me. There we go. So much detail work. I'm just tweaking things a little bit. I think, let's see. Highlights in these guys' eyes are a little too dark for me. I'm just going to tone it down a little bit. All right. I think I'm done. It's always weird when you think you're done with something, but you're just not quite sure. But I think I am. Again, I think I said this last time when I was finishing up this piece. Let's give a little shine to this guy's eyes. Sometimes what's required is to step away from it, like walk away from a piece or a page or an illustration or whatever it is that you're working on, and then come back to it a little bit later, not too much later. And you'll likely notice things, a couple of things maybe, that need to be adjusted. Right now, I'm just sort of going around, picking and oops. Whoa, let's get on the right layer there. There we go. But I think I am done. Oh, there is one thing that I wanted to add. Oh, see, sometimes when you wait. I wanted to add, there's one last thing I wanted to add. And I promise I'll be done. Let's create a layer between the midground and foreground characters. Let's just call it dust. I got my, where's my, yeah, I got this brush called Star Maker, but if you pump it way up, you can get some nice dust particles. Just gonna throw those in. I'll zoom in so you can see what the actual brush is doing here. Just adding some brush particles or dust brush particles. Oh, that too. Dust particles into the scene. I set it to add mode, so they're slightly transparent, and then I'm going to push it all the way down. Actually, first I'm going to I'm going to brush away from, brush a little bit away from eyes and faces so it doesn't obscure things that are important to me. Now I'll just go and erase a little bit so that not as, oh, and I don't want them in front of this. So let's erase that away. Oh, maybe I do. Okay. Now drop it way down. So it's still pretty subtle, but you can still see him. There's a little bit of a dust particle. And that's just a little bit of texture in there. And so it's just some dust particles in the air. Yeah, that works. And I think that's it. I might come back and do the whole, hey, take one less look at it and tweak something deal later on. But that's it. So Brian, if you're watching, all 3 of your commissions are now completed. I still need to send you an email asking you a couple of questions about the line art for 2 of them. If you're watching the recording or the live, I'll get to you soon. And I hope you're happy with the pieces. To everybody who's been watching me work on these pieces, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, I'll be back at 1 p.m. Central to continue work on the Captain America comic pages commission I'm working on. And I will, fingers crossed, have new pencils ready to start inking. It was my promise last week, and I got to make that happen. So thanks so much. Please like, share, subscribe, follow on Rumble and YouTube, and I will see you later. Take care.